Welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Spring practice is here. I'm excited to start getting into it, talking about it. We will continue to do that over the next month, but I also want to continue to keep you guys updated on the world of recruiting because business starts to pick up. Visits start to take place in March, especially while spring practice is going on. Dropped a video yesterday talking about some interesting position changes that could be taking place for the Tennessee football team in 2023. If you missed that video, go back, check it out. I'll link it at the end of this one. But again, I want to talk about recruiting. I want to talk about a guy that I feel like Tennessee has been in a pretty good spot with, and that is five-star wide receiver Ryan Wingo. We continue to talk about how much better can this offense get. You got Nico on the way. You've got legitimate dudes out there at the wide receiver position showing interest in Tennessee, and that's no disrespect. That's no disrespect to the Cedric Tillmans, the Jalen Hyatts, the Ramel Keatons of the world. I'm just telling you, there is a higher level of talent out there that Tennessee is starting to recruit. And again, I feel like Tennessee has been in a good spot with five-star wide receiver Ryan Wingo. Now, last night, Steve Wiltfong of 247 Sports put it out into the air. He said that he feels that Ryan Wingo could be trending towards Georgia. Is it time to panic? Is it time to freak out? We're going to talk about it, but as always, you guys know what to do. Smash that thumbs up just below the video. It's quick, free, easy. It helps the channel. I would greatly appreciate it. Also, if you're new to the Talkin VAWLS Network, welcome. We're not experts. We're not insiders. We're not media. This channel is for the fans, by the fans. If you like what we do, make sure you subscribe, click that bell for notifications. You're not going to miss out when we go live or when we drop a video. Got some fun live streams coming up for you. We're going to be live tomorrow night, Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Eastern time. We're going to do a live film breakdown with Coach Jay. We're going to be talking about Shamrod Umarov. He is a freshman on this Tennessee football team, and another offensive tackle that Tennessee was pursuing, and that is Stanton Bramwell. We're going to look at both of those guys. Did Tennessee land the better offensive tackle? Also got more streams coming your way throughout the month as we gear up and talk about spring camp. I'm excited about it, but let's jump into it and talk about Ryan Wingo. Is it time to panic? And if you're new to the channel, you don't know who Ryan Wingo is, it's your first time dipping your toe into the water of recruiting. You can see there on the screen, Ryan Wingo, 6'2", 205 pounds, out of St. Louis, Missouri. The 247 Sports Composite has him as a five-star prospect, number 3 ranked wide receiver in the country. Now, Tennessee's been in a good spot with him. He's got a great relationship with the coaching staff. He's been on campus a ton. He visited a couple of times in 2022. He was on campus during the summer, came back during the season. He was in town for the Tennessee-Florida game. We talked about that atmosphere, that environment, college game day. You know, last season was great for recruiting because Tennessee picked up momentum week in and week out, and they were the hot, sexy team to talk about last year. So it was a good atmosphere when Ryan Wingo was in Knoxville for that game against the Gators. He also visited back in January for Junior Day. He was in Knoxville. And again, everything seemed to be trending towards Tennessee. Now, you can see there on the screen there, 247 Sports, Steve Wiltfong has the crystal ball in for Tennessee. But that was put in back in November of last year. Recruiting is fluid. You know, we had Big Vol Daddy on the channel yesterday morning just talking about football. He was saying he didn't really get into recruiting. He had thought about it. It changes constantly. It is always changing. Guys go on visits, and you know, it's the big buzz when you're coming off of a visit, and that's what just happened. Ryan Wingo visited Georgia on March the 18th. It was his first ever time being on the campus. So again, coming right out of that visit, Steve Wiltfong has these relationships. He talks to these kids. Of course, the kid is going to be on a high. So again, do I think it's time to panic right now? No, I don't. If Steve Wiltfong changes that crystal ball, then maybe it's time to panic. Ryan Wingo has not set a timeline for when he's going to be making his commitment. I 100% expect him to get back on campus, back to Knoxville, unofficially, maybe again officially. We will continue to follow that and keep you updated. The quote as far as his visit to Georgia said it was a great visit, said the highlights were the practice for sure. It was intense, and it looks like something I could be a part of. Again, does Tennessee get him on campus during the spring to take in that practice environment? Goes on to talk about the teams that Ryan Wingo is battling against when I'm taking a look at an article from 247 Sports. Obviously, Tennessee's in the mix, Alabama, Oregon, Notre Dame, Clemson. Ryan Wingo was asked where Georgia fits into the mix. He says they stack up great. Said he'll definitely be back for an official visit. Again, that was coming from his interview with Steve Wiltfong. So what's the selling point? What's the selling point for this Tennessee coaching staff? How do they win over Ryan Wingo? And it's the conversation we have all the time on this channel. The quote from VAWLS Jones Jr., what wide receiver would not want to play in this offense? So let's take a look at the Georgia Bulldogs, what they did a year ago. Their leading receiver had 7 touchdowns on the season. Do I need to remind you that Jalen Hyatt had 5 against Alabama alone? Georgia's very heavy to target their tight ends, to target their running backs. So again, leading wide receiver, McConkey had 7 touchdown catches. Next to him, tied for 7, Brock Bowers. The next wide receiver, Mitchell, had 3. Bell had 3. And then you got to go back and look at tight ends, running backs, tight end, running back. Georgia doesn't heavily utilize the wide receiver position. Josh Heupel, the game, the offense, we've talked about it before. Some players get it twisted. Some fans get it twisted. Josh Heupel likes to run the football. The offense starts with running the football. But as far as slinging the rock around and targeting wide receivers, you look at the VAWLS leading wide receivers, Jalen Hyatt, 15 touchdowns. The next leader, Ramel Keaton, 5 touchdowns. McCoy, 4 touchdowns. Tillman, 3 touchdowns. Walker Merrill, 3 touchdowns. You got to go way down the list before you find somebody that's not a wide receiver that's being targeted and getting the football. Again, if you're new to the channel, you don't really follow recruiting a lot. Why does Tennessee want Ryan Wingo? Well, this is the scouting report coming from Alan Treu of 247 Sports. Track background that includes a 10.55 in the 100 meters. 10.55 in the 100-meter dash. That's as a sophomore. So again, 6'2", 205. He's got that size, kind of sounds like a Cedric Tillman type build, but he runs a 10.5 in the 100. Comes from a running back family, but has the speed and pass catching ability to play receiver or see a hybrid role in college. Has a leaner, high cut build where he can play receiver, but can also still motion into the backfield and be handed the football some. Not only has track speed, but has some wiggle, although he runs by defenders more than he makes them miss in a phone booth. Talking about that running by defenders, go watch the film breakdown that Coach Jay did. We got a playlist on the channel. You want to watch that, go find it. You can see just how big of a playmaker Ryan Wingo is. Says the Twitch can be seen as a route runner, catches the ball well away from his frame and tracks it well over the shoulder, is a good route runner currently, but can still continue to add more craft and diversify his route tree as he gets older. Dangerous return man who could continue being a kick returner in college. Not the kind of player that has to be put in a box. He is an offensive threat and a scoreboard changer at the next level, no matter how he touches the ball. Likely a future high draft choice with his combination of size, verified speed, and versatility. So again, Ryan Wingo, absolute stud, one of the top wide receivers in the country. Steve Wiltfong puts it out there that he's trending towards Georgia. Coming off the visit, everything's hot and sexy. Georgia Bulldogs, back-to-back national championships. That's an easy sell. That's an easy sell in recruiting. But what wide receiver wouldn't want to come to Tennessee? Is it time to panic? Is it time to put up the big red flag that we're going to lose Ryan Wingo? No, it's not. Everything's going to be just fine. And what if Wingo does end up going to Georgia? Do we panic then? Do we freak out then? I think we're going to be just fine at the wide receiver position. Josh Heupel has proven that he can take underdeveloped players, develop them, and find success in the SEC. Cedric Tillman, Jalen Hyatt, VAWLS Jones, Javonte Payton. We've seen it time and time again. We're about to see it with Dante Thornton. He's going to be an absolute stud in this offense. The size and the speed. I don't think we have a problem with the wide receiver position if we miss on a guy like Wingo. But what if? How good can this offense be if you land a guy like Wingo? You've already got J.J. Harrell on the boat. Stud 4-star wide receiver. We've done a film breakdown on him too if you want to go check it out. But if you can add J.J. Harrell, Ryan Wingo, Mike Matthews, that's 3 legitimate dudes with Nico slinging the rock. We're taking this offense to the unstoppable level. Hit the comment section. Let me know your thoughts. Are you panicked? Are you freaking out? Is it time to hit the panic button on Ryan Wingo? Or do you think, hey, he's just coming off the visit, everything's fine. Once Tennessee gets him back on campus, he's going to lock it back in for Tennessee? I would love to hear your thoughts on that. As always, make sure you guys do smash the thumbs up on the way out the door. Go check out the merch, bonfire.com/store/talkinballs. We appreciate the support. Tell somebody about the Talkin' Balls Network. We are knocking on the door of 20,000 subscribers, and you guys can help us get us there. We would appreciate the support. Always thank you to the members of the channel that give me the opportunity to do this thing full time. I could not do it without your support. If you want to get in on that, hit that join button down below. Only $1 a month. If you like the content, you can give $1 a month. I would greatly appreciate it. But if not, smash the thumbs up, hit the comments, and let's talk some Tennessee football. That's going to do it for this one. Probably be back later today talking about some spring practice. Tons of live streams. We'll catch up with you guys on the next one. But that's going to do it. This is the Talkin' VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Go Big Orange.